Max Verstappen, now a four-time Formula One world champion, finds himself at a crossroads. His contract with Red Bull runs until 2028, yet even he admits he may not see it through. In candid interviews, he's confessed that he often wonders about retirement and whether he truly wants to remain in the sport for another decade. For Max, money is not the driver. He has been clear that the thrill of victory and the passion for competition are his only motivators. Yet the question remains, is that passion alone enough to keep him in F1 until the end of his contract? Or is there something greater at play? Many fans argue that Verstappen's true mission is bigger than just enjoying racing. It's about rewriting the record books, surpassing Hamilton in every possible category, and leaving behind a legacy so dominant that there will be no debate about who the greatest driver of all time truly is. Lewis Hamilton still looms large in the sport, holding 7 world championships, countless wins, and pole positions that stand as monuments to his career. Verstappen, however, is already on the hunt. At just 27 years old, Max has the time, the talent, and the machinery to tear down Hamilton's empire of numbers. Each victory brings him closer, and with Red Bull's dominance in recent years, that gap has shrunk faster than anyone predicted. But here lies the real tension. Verstappen doesn't openly admit that chasing Hamilton's legacy fuels him. He downplays it, speaking about his love for competition instead. Yet fans and experts alike can't ignore the trend. Is Max's silence a strategic choice, avoiding the trap of obsession, or is it a quiet admission that he knows exactly what's at stake? Because if Verstappen stays long enough, he won't just match Hamilton, he could obliterate him, making Hamilton's records a distant memory. Away from the track, Verstappen reveals another side of himself, the family man. With his first child recently born and his role as a father figure to Kelly Piquet's daughter Penelope, Max has opened up about missing the normal parts of life. Weekends at home, lazy evenings with his parents or siblings, these are luxuries F1 doesn't allow. The calendar is longer than ever, and Verstappen admits he feels that absence more each season. This is where the conflict deepens. Does he continue chasing greatness at the cost of his personal life, or does he step away early, leaving records and comparisons behind? The choice is far from simple. For many, this human side makes Verstappen's story even more compelling. If he stays, it's because his hunger for dominance outweighs everything else. If he leaves, it's because family and peace of mind finally triumphed over the endless pursuit of glory. The year 2026 looms as the biggest turning point of Verstappen's career. Formula One will undergo one of its most dramatic regulation shifts, introducing new engines, new aero rules, and a reset of competitive balance. For Red Bull, this is uncharted territory. Their partnership with Ford means building their own power unit, something they've never done before. Helmut Marko himself admits the risks. What if Red Bull fails? What if Mercedes or Ferrari get it right first? Verstappen has a contractual escape clause, and insiders say 2026 will be the year he reassesses everything. If Red Bull delivers, Max may continue his march toward history. If they stumble, the temptation to walk away or to jump ship will be enormous. For all his dominance, Verstappen is pragmatic. He knows his best years cannot be wasted in an uncompetitive car. 2026 isn't just another season. It could decide whether Max becomes the undisputed GOAT or steps aside early. Imagine a Red Bull without Verstappen. The thought alone sends shivers through Milton Keynes. Since his debut, Max has become the team's beating heart. The driver who turns cars into champions, the face who draws sponsors, the talent who intimidates rivals. Without him, Red Bull's future looks fragile. Perez is gone, Ricciardo no longer has the spark, and juniors like Tsunoda or Lawson aren't proven race winners. Losing Max wouldn't just cost Red Bull victories, it could end their dynasty. The parallels with Ferrari post-Schumacher are haunting, a team rich in resources but lacking the magic touch. Without Max, Red Bull risks sliding into mediocrity, fighting for podiums instead of championships. And if he leaves suddenly, who could realistically replace him? The reality is simple. Verstappen is irreplaceable, and the day he goes may mark the end of Red Bull's golden era. In the background, Mercedes waits. Toto Wolff has never hidden his desire to bring Verstappen into the Silver Arrows. With Hamilton nearing retirement and Russell yet to prove himself as a true leader, Mercedes sees Verstappen as the ultimate weapon. For Verstappen, such a move would be historic, joining Mercedes to conquer with the same team Hamilton used to dominate. The symbolism would be devastating for Hamilton's legacy. Not only would Verstappen surpass his numbers, but he would do so in Hamilton's house, with his tools and on his stage. The rivalry would transform into a generational coup, cementing Verstappen not just as Hamilton's successor, but as the man who dismantled him entirely. The possibility alone fuels speculation, and Mercedes will keep the door open wide in case Red Bull stumbles. For Verstappen, the decision would be nothing less than career-defining. At the heart of everything lies Verstappen's legacy. Retire now, and he is remembered as one of the greatest talents F1 has ever seen. Stay long enough, and he has the chance to become untouchable, the man who broke Hamilton's empire and left no record safe. Fans debate whether this is truly his motivation, but the evidence points one way. Max knows his career is more than just victories. It's about rewriting the hierarchy of Formula One. If he walks away, the door remains open for Hamilton's numbers to stand tall. If he stays, he could force an entire generation to acknowledge him as the definitive GOAT. The weight of history now rests on his choices. Every race, every season, feels like another brick laid in a monument to his name. So what really keeps Verstappen in Formula One? Is it the thrill of victory, the hunger to erase Hamilton's legacy, or simply the comfort of racing with a team that has built itself around him? And if he leaves, what happens to Red Bull? Without him, do they collapse back into mediocrity, or can someone else step into his shoes? For now, Verstappen remains the defining force of modern F1, both feared and admired. But as he approaches the prime of his career, the countdown begins. Are we watching just another champion rack up numbers, or are we witnessing the rise of the single greatest driver the sport has ever seen?